Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome, day 2 of our webinar, Fundamentals of Data Analytics. We started yesterday, and here we are, the second day. We appreciate as many that are already on call this evening. Just like we know, this program is coming to us from Jofia Academy. We take students through Nigerian exams. We take students through Nigerian exams, foreign exams, and computer courses. Just like we know, this program is coming to us from Jofia Academy. Take students through Nigerian exams. So this evening, we'll be taking one of the major courses, data analytics. Data analytics, we started yesterday, day 1. And this evening, like we all know, the program is coming from Jofia Academy. We cover courses on basic computer, video editing, graphics, ethical hacking, UI UX, as well as SAT, IELTS, job facilitator, Mr. Victor. Thank you, Mr. Victor, as you come on board. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you much, madam. Yeah, once again, I'm Victor by Victor Gowen, and we'll be continuing on the second part, which is the last lap of the May edition Jofa Academy webinar, which we have the topic, the course rather, data analytics. So we started yesterday, and we'll be wrapping up today. And today is going to be the stronger part of the webinar actually, which focus more on the use cases and the practical understanding of all the concepts and strategies around the data analytics. Okay, let me come up with my slides right away. All right, I believe my presentation, my slide is up. Okay. All right. Yesterday we started the webinar on data analytics with several items, several modules. And the first module we were talking on introduction to data analytics and the importance of data analytics, what data analytics is actually about, and how it could accelerate, elevate businesses and even individuals. So more so, we also um, talked about the key components of data analytics. That is all that is the strategies, the processes you will have to encompass before you could analyze data properly and you can get decisions and insight from your data sets and the likes. Also, we also recognize different types of data analytics when we talk about um, descriptive analytics, talk about um, descriptive, predictive, and diagnostic analytics. All these four major aspects on analytics. Today we'll be focusing on understanding the basic tools and techniques used in analyzing data, and that will, as we come hand in hand with case study. We are going to use the case study directly. I mean, examples and illustrations to definitely, together with the tools to explain how data analytics could be demonstrated, how you could, how you could perform operations as a data analyst, like that. So let's proceed. Okay, yesterday we done this yesterday. Data analytics refers to the phase of examining, transforming, and interpreting data to extract meaningful insights that support decision making. So, and we learned that it will help us to make decisions that are data driven. It helps to surpass competitors, and that is what we term as competitive advantage. So data analytics helps our business to be efficient. It helps our business to be efficient and helps our business to be efficient and cost saving. Okay, then also we learned that it helps in risk management and fraud detection. Also important in the areas of healthcare, public sector advancement. And in fact, yesterday we learned that data analytics is, important. It is important in almost, not even almost, in all spheres, in all professions. Data analytics is a key. It's very, very important and on innovation. All right, the next thing we did yesterday was key components of data analytics, where we were able to look at where data comes from. We learned that data comes from databases, where the data actually stored. So, and this can, databases are places that receive the data that we input, be it manually, be it digitally, by increasing into forms, by submitting forms. So, and several means like that. So also we talked about APIs, surveys, and questionnaires, direct interviews. IoT devices can also receive our data for proper operations and effectiveness. Talk about web scraping, how data can be extracted from website and applications. Also, we talk about data cleaning and processing. Then lastly, yesterday also we talked about types of data analytics, where we're able to make ourselves understand that descriptive analytics answers the question what happened. It describe the the incidents that happens, the occurrence that happen in business operations, in business activities. So also we also talked about diagnostic analytics. This answers the question, why did it happen? A change in the business. Happen in the future, what I will
Okay, thank you, everyone. I think some people are having network issues. As long as you are on call, let's do our best to reconnect back while we move on. And remember, this program is also live on YouTube. You can also connect back through the YouTube page. Thank you. Okay, like we all know, this program is coming to us from Jofia Academy, a tutorial center where we take students from basic computer to tech world, as much as cyber security, ethical hacking, digital marketing, video editing, basic computer and many more. So sit tight as well.
All right. Sorry for the break. So as I said, yesterday we looked at descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive analytics as the major types of data analytics. So today we'll be moving to module 4, which is basic tools and techniques for data analytics. Basic tools and techniques for data analytics. And the first one we'll be looking at is Microsoft Excel. I'm very sure many of us are very familiar with Microsoft Excel. So actually, Excel is a versatile tool for data analysis or data analytics, offering features like pivot tables, data tables, statistical functions, and visualization tools to help users analyze and interpret data effectively. Excel formulas are used to perform calculations and data manipulation in spreadsheets. They always start with an equal sign, that is the Excel formula, and can include numbers, cell references, operators, and functions. Basic formulas include addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Functions like sum, average, if, and count are commonly used for specific tasks. So before I move to the next tool, which is SQL, because basically we're talking about Excel majorly as the key tool for data analytics in the course of this webinar, and we'll briefly be talking on SQL and Python. And Python as also tools that helps in analyzing big data, large data, and helps in visualization and reporting as well. So as we will have a simple case study on Microsoft Excel for illustrating data analytics. So let me share that right away. So I don't know, maybe my screen is visible.
Yes, we are seeing your screen.
Okay. A minute more, please. All right. Please know what I want to share. Okay, all right. Sorry for the break. There was a network issue there. All right. Let's take a look at this data set. This is more like a data set, or let me say a database, where data are compiled and are meant to analyze. Now, this is the data for SS2 students that are writing mathematics, English, biology, chemistry, and physics. Then in this data set, we have CA1 and CA2. We have the examination and we have the total. Now, I'm going to show us how this how the total are calculated using Excel formula, and how we could analyze the data between each subject and each each student in the course of this session. All right. So before I continue on the students analytics, let's take a look on this the salary for some particular staff. All right, this is Excel. So for some of us that we are new to Excel, this interface is known as Excel workbook. This interface is known as Excel workbook, and you will notice that we have first term here, I have second term here, I have third term here, I have an analysis, I have staff salaries, and I have sheet 1. So I can see add another empty sheet again. That's sheet 2. So each of them are called worksheets, Excel worksheets, and we could have several worksheets in just one Excel workbook. So we need to understand that. Then this part that is having format painter, is having Calibri, bold, italic. This place is called ribbon. This place is called ribbon. Then this place that is having 6579.5 is called the formula bar. That is where the formula you are imputing to each cell. Each box is called a cell. Each box is called a cell, and it is arranged in rows and columns. It is arranged in rows and columns. It is arranged in rows and columns. All right. So that's just a basic insight to Excel, basic study plan on Excel. You need to familiarize yourself on rules. For example, this cell I click on a cell just now. This cell I click on that is having 29769. It is cell C5. Let's look at the name, the cell box. This is the cell box. Maybe it's giving you C5. And how is that giving you? It's giving that the column is what? The column is column C. Column first, then row. Column C and row 5. So a cell is a point where a specific column and a specific row intersect. I don't know, maybe we understand that. A cell, an exact cell, is a point where a specific row and a specific column intersect. All right. Now, what's the data set talking about? It's basically, having basic salary of some staff here. We have their names, we have the basic salary, we have allowance, we have tax, we have pension, we have the monthly gross, we have the monthly net, and we have annual gross and we have annual net. Now, this data have been analyzed and have been calculated by myself. So I'm going to use an empty data to spill up this calculation, and with that, we're going to learn how to do some formulas and functions on Excel. All right, using this empty sheet. Let's say in the account department or HR department, you need the knowledge of data analysis or analytics to understand how the breakdowns of staff salaries. Now, all you need to do is the company will provide the basic salary and allowance that each staff would receive at the end of the month. That from interview and all that, or from from even the management processes, they've done that already. Okay. Now this tax is 10%. I don't know if you're following. If you're not following, please just put it on the chat box. I'm seeing somebody putting talking. Okay, say yes, it is, sir. So if any aspect is not clear, we could just identify at the chat box there. All right. All right. We have the tax here. The tax is actually 10% of the basic salary. 10% of the basic salary. 10% of the basic salary. So how do we calculate that? I told you to use formula in Excel. You start with equals to. That's the slide I showed to you before. Use equals to, and what do you want to do with this equals to? We want to add, for Mrs. Grace Adeyemi, we want to add this cell, the base salary for Mrs. Grace Adeyemi, which is 65795, to 47819. We want to add, no, sorry, we're not adding. We want to get 10% of the basis of this base salary of this. So all you need to do is 10% is 0.1. Yeah, you need to understand that, because data analytics is actually having mathematics and statistics as a strong foundation. One of the foundations and rudiments of data analytics is actually mathematics. You need to understand some simple arithmetic and some enumeration and the like, numeracy. All right, equals to, then you say 0.1, 10% is 0.1. So, and you times that, go to shift on your laptop, shift 8. Shift 8 is times. Shift 8 is times. So you click on this particular cell. If you click on this cell, this particular cell is going to give you the cell name, the cell code. That's B2. B2. So it's going to give you, then you press enter. Once you give me enter, it's going to give you the 10% of that what? Of that person, and the 10%, which is tax, 10% of the base salary for that person. Now, how do you want to get that for the rest of the staff? You don't need to be doing that formula like that. Excel has been done with some programmable functions. So all you need to do is just come to the edge of that cell, of the box of the cell, that is the bottom right corner, then drag that to the end of the what? Drag it to the end of the what? Of the list of the data. You drag that. That same formula works for every other what data there. It is automatic. That same formula you use for the first cell, for the first person in that data, which is Mrs. Grace Adeyemi, works for what? Works for every other staff. It's calculate the tax for every other staff on that column. Then for pension again, you come again, 7.5% divided by 100 is 0.075. It comes equals to 0.075 times, that is shift 8. I'm trying to take it gradually. Come to the to basic salary. Now the calculation is tax is 10% of base salary. Pension is 7.5% of base salary. You click on it again. It's going to give you the B2. You press enter. It calculates 7.5% of that amount. You can use your calculator to confirm that. You go to the cell again. You drag that down. You drag it down. The bottom like this. You drag it down like this. So the same formula works for the rest of the columns there. The rest of the rows rather. Are we there? Now, for monthly gross, we have, okay, is there? For monthly gross, we have base salary plus allowance. Monthly gross is actually the addition of base salary and allowance. Then all you need to do is use equals to again. Click on this cell, plus shift equals to. Click on this cell again. It's very simple. So equals to B2 plus C2. You enter it. Now, you can now see that equals to actually the parameter that allows you to use formula in Excel. Are you getting the point? Equals to is the parameter for making you use formula in Excel. I'm going to demonstrate some little functions with this particular page as well, this particular page. So that function will let us do some analysis. The company can know, or I mean, the organization can know the amount of tax they pay, the total amount of tax they pay for all tax, for all staffs. They can know the total amount of pension they're paying for all staff. They can know the total amount they are paying for the total monthly gross or the total monthly net, the total annual, like that. So that's what we call analysis. You could get all the analytics. I don't know, maybe we are getting that correctly. Okay. So same way we drag this down again. So you have this black plus. So you drag it down as well. Stop here. You have the same formula works on that. So now, what do we have as monthly net? Our monthly net is monthly gross minus tax and pension. That is what the person is taking home. This is the total salary, but tax and pension we removed from the monthly gross. So all you need to do is equals to this minus this minus this. So what am I doing as a monthly net? Let me explain what monthly net is. Monthly net is actually the take home of the staff. What the staff is taking home. This is the overall salary. This overall salary the staff is being paid. The base salary plus allowance. The allowance could be your transport, maybe wardrobe allowance, every other allowance. All right. But then the take home, tax and pension will be removed from the gross to give us a monthly net. Net is the take home. So we put an enter there. No, okay, all right, that's correct. So we have 102,102,099 naira points, the decimal aspect. Okay, you can also drag that down. All right, the same formula is working in that column as well. Then what do we have as the annual gross? Annual means the whole year. That is times 12. All you need to do is each monthly gross for each staff, the monthly gross for each staff times 12. So come again, put equals to here. Then we have come to the cell gross monthly. You have to be careful. Data analytics is one of the most broad aspect of tech. It ensures that you are very attentive and it also incorporates other aspects like mathematics, statistics, incorporates technology, how to use tech and programming languages, how to a lot of skills are being embedded to be a pro data analyst. So let's follow up as we are doing so at the moment. Okay, F2 divide by, you could use slash, divide by, no, not divide by, times 12, sorry, times 12. That's 58 times 12. So this particular monthly times 12, you enter it, you have this amount. That is giving us about 1.36 million. 1.36 million. The annual is 113,000. 614. So that same figure, you drag it down so that the same formula works in the same column for each of the other staff. Okay, so this is how this data are being generated and being analyzed. So all right, then lastly, we have annual net again. All you need to do equals to this monthly net, shift A, that is times 12. You enter it. Come here, come to this down here. You drag it down. So you have that. So we could see that this calculation was done in less than 5 minutes. Even with me trying to explain how it's being done and taking it step by step. That means that on your own, if you have mastered Excel formula and functions, you could do that in 2 minutes or less than. So that's to tell you that you can't compare how Excel could do your calculation and analyze your data to manual calculations. So let's take note of that. Now let's use some Excel functions. What we've done before is formula, whereby in each cell you can use equals to do some arithmetic. When you use equals to, you can do plus minus times and divide, and every other square arithmetic. But now we are using Excel inbuilt functions. Now let's do that with tax. Let's do that with tax. Okay, let's do that with tax. We need to okay, this place we could put we could use here for the total tax. Yeah, total tax. Yeah. So we have okay, in this place, let me write total. This indicates that we're having total for everything here. So, and let me bold that as you can come here, come to this 22 here. So you come there, just write Control B. You're going to bold everything you have there. So all right. So now we want to make use of Excel functions. What you need to do is the same equals to that will help you to fetch your functions. So when you put equals to, type X, is going to give you all the functions that are starting with S. We have scan, we have hundreds and thousands of functions in Excel. So we have all the functions that are having S that could do a lot of mathematics, a lot of algorithms, machine learning, and the likes. Excel is very, very advanced and very, very sophisticated than what we know or what we think we know. All right. So just put SUM. You are going to have sum there. Click on sum. It's going to come out. Click on sum. So you see the sum functions comes out. So instead of you to write the cell name, maybe you want to write maybe A1. Okay, we have D what? D2, right? D2 colon, maybe D14. You understand? Just click on just click on the cell and drag it to the end of the cell there. It's going to tell you the start and point of the what? You see, it has highlighted all the column you want to sum. So enter it. If you enter it, it's going to give you the total. Now this total, now let's control B to differentiate it. Now, have you seen that? So this is the total of all the tax that the organization is paying for all staffs. All right, the same thing happens here. Now, you don't even need to, because I want to do sum for all of these for all of these pension, monthly, and this thing. So you don't even to come here again and put it to some, drag it down. Just come again here and drag. Just come again here and drag it to this place. It's going to give me the sum of each of the columns as well. So this is not the sum of each of the columns. So Excel, when you're using Excel, what you can do with calculator with hours, Excel will make you do it in very minute minutes. In very small minutes, you are done. So now each of these is the summation of each of the columns. This total is the summation of this tax column. So which means that you can get the total tax the company is paying for all staff, the total pension the company is paying for all staff, the total monthly gross. That is, this is the monthly gross I'm paying for all staff. This is the monthly net salary all staff is taking home. This is the annual, that is 29.6 million. Yeah. And this is 25.5 million annual net. So this is just this just is a basic part of what Excel could do. But if you can understand this, this is like a stepping stone, like more like the the fundamental and the foundations that will give you the courage to get to the advanced aspect and be a data analyst in a very short time that you can imagine. All right. So we are done with this. I don't know if any part of this is not clear. Just signify the chat box. Let me go over that again if I move to something else. Am I still being heard? If any part is not clear, we could signify so that we I can go over that again. Okay, progress. I want to share. It means let me share another Excel analysis that could help us understand more on the annual this thing for the students. So you can put your question at the chat box there. So I could go over that and look up again. All right. So I don't know, maybe you can see my screen on this result of some students here. We have mathematics, English, and physics. This shows that you could differentiate the heading of okay, this shows that we could have the results of some students. And now, proper use of Excel ensures that you could style each heading. You can style each heading and so that you can differentiate that these four cells are merged together. For mathematics columns, you have your CA1, CA2, exam, and total. Then you slide to the English section. You see that I styled with a different color. Then you have so that you don't use Excel to prepare a proper scoring sheet instead of the brow sheet we use traditionally then. So using that, all you just need to do is okay, let me show us how to do that. Let me say this is economics. Economics. Then I want to I have here as my CA1. I have here as CA2. I have here as the exam. I have here as the total. So all we need to do is this cell. I want to merge the four cells together. So I control hold this cell. I click on this as well. I click on this as well. I click on this. I click on this four cell. I come to this place. Merge cell. This place is called merge cell. This place I click on it. So the cell is being merged. So you see that all those demarcation lines are removed. So I can now as well come to alignment. I centralize it, economics. Then I think that is fine. So I hold it again. I hold this. I hold this. I hold this. I hold this. And I hold this. All right. So I then fill it with a color to differentiate that. I can come here. This is a fill color here. Let me just give it this aqua green. Let me give it this aqua green. Can you now see that? So if I want to add another subject there, so that is how that is being done. It's not difficult. Okay. All right. Quick one. For the total on mathematics, let's get total on mathematics on each of this each of the row. We have equals to this cell plus this cell plus this cell. Then I will enter it. So now this is giving me a suggestion that do I want to autofill it? I will say yes, because this is an online spreadsheet. This is an online spreadsheet. So it's going to give me, I'm going to mark it yes. I want to spreadsheet it. Immediately, it gives me the autofill without even dragging it. So that is the advantage of using analytical tools to make your work faster. All right, then the same thing I'm going to do here. So what I just did is what I'm going to do there. So you could use Excel in your workplace to
Thank you, everyone. I hope we are getting on well on the classes. We've been on Excel as one of the tools that you can use for data analytics. So it's important to get the details. Some people are already asking questions. so that he will come back to the question very soon to be able to respond. This is basically coming to us from Jofia Academy. Like we mentioned initially, around that host every month end, a way to most of these tech courses happen either online or physical. So it is important to launch into any of these courses so that we can get on with our journey, even in this tech world, our journey into the tech world. We've been on Excel, which is a very important tool that we must master as we launch into data analytics. It is a very common one which you can use to analyze so many data on our business environment, on our journey in our careers, so we can develop ourselves even with this singular course. God bless you as you continue the program. God bless you. Mr. Victor.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for that exhortation and trying to encourage us on how we could get this in depth and how we could utilize it and accelerate business values and impact the globe at large. All right, as we are continuing on this session, our time is far-fetched. Am I still being heard? All right, we have SQL. We need to briefly, talk about SQL as another analytical tool for analyzing data. But before that, I want us to understand that Excel, what Excel basically, how Excel could basically analyze data is using how you could use your functions and formulas and analyze your data, do calculations. Then, for example, like that score sheet. That score sheet, you could have your first time result of all the students in sheet 1. You have your second term results for the same students in sheet 2. Then you could have the third term results in sheet 3. That will permit us to demonstrate all of that step by step. So now in your sheet 4, you could call what you have in sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. You call and analyze. Maybe you want to use a VLOOKUP, you want to use HLOOKUP. On any of the sheets, because you are still the same Excel workbook. Yes, you can do that. So you can actually get, maybe you want to get the average score on English on any of the subjects, or you want to find the maximum and minimum value. You want to find maximum and minimum values for any subjects or any okay, we are talking on same class. We are doing that for the whole school. You can find the minimum and the maximum results. People that score below 50, people that score above 50. So that is the analysis we are talking about. So that is very, very a bit difficult when you are doing that manually. So with the use of digital tools like this, Excel, SQL, and Python, you can analyze data, you could transform data and visualize data effectively and efficiently. All right, progress. So look at SQL. SQL is an acronym. Yeah, it's an acronym for Structured Query Language. Structured query language. Now, let's look at this word, structured query language. What does it mean? It means that a language that is used to analyze, a language that is used to for transforming, for calculating, for fetching, gathering, collecting, for doing a lot of things on structured data. Now, all of those things that is being done is called query. All of those things I just mentioned, maybe you want to you want to ask for a particular data, you want to manipulate a particular data, all of those things is called query. Now, to be specific, we call those things CRUD. You create, read, update, and delete. So that is the meaning of SQL. SQL means structured query language. Structured query language. So now the word structured there is not just there for fun. It means that the data is arranged. The data is what is arranged, is structured, and that is what make us call it a relational database. You see, it's a standard programming language designed to manage and manipulate relational databases. When databases are arranged in a structured manner, they are configured in a structured manner, usually tables. We term it as what? Relational database, and that is what we mean by structured. All right, relational databases store data in tables, which can be linked or related based on common keys or identifiers. So it means that each row has a common key. We call it an ID. ID, that's identifier. We call it an ID. So each row must have an ID that makes that row. Maybe that row is talking about Grace Adeshola. So it's making that the data for Grace Adeshola to be unique. ID makes data unique. All right. SQL enables users to efficiently create, read, update, and delete records in these databases. So with use of SQL, you could conveniently create, read, update, and delete record. And let me let you know that SQL is actually programming. Do you understand? It's actually, that's why it is called structured query language. It uses code. We have some specific codes or keywords that commands that you can use or you need to know when you are working with SQL. So if you need to manipulate data using SQL, you need to manipulate data using SQL, you need to understand how to use those commands. But that is a bit above the scope of this webinar. All right. So progress. Its widespread adoption is partly due to its versatility. Its widespread adoption, why it is being adopted, why we all use Excel, why we all use SQL conveniently is due to its versatility, ease of understanding. SQL is easy to understand, and robust functionality. Robust functionality has to do with it does a lot of things. It helps in visualizing, it helps in creating, reading, and updating records, which allows for precise management of data, of large data sets. Now, the next thing is how can we work with SQL? Where do we get SQL from? We are some of us here, we are conversant with Excel. You know that Excel comes with Microsoft Office. So where can we get SQL from? Like, how can we use it to work? Though the working with Excel is not contained in today's session anyway. So, but if you want to get SQL, it's actually a tool. So you could download that. On my machine here, I have MySQL Workbench. MySQL Workbench is is an application. It's an application which can help you write or can help you analyze data on SQL. You can write SQL with MySQL Workbench. So you can download that. Just put in MySQL on Google, and you get how you can download MySQL. It's a tool, just like the way you have your VS Code. For some of us, so just like the way you download your Microsoft Office and you install it. So you definitely have to also download the tool and work with SQL for analyzing data. Next is Python. Next is Python. Now, most of us look at Python. How does Python? How does it relate with? How does it relate with data analysis again? Are we still saying the same thing? Are we still working on the same topic? Yeah, Python is a programming language. Fine. In fact, Python is the most popular programming language. Python is the most popular programming language, and in fact, I would say is the easiest because Python does not really use complex syntax. When I mean syntax, I mean the symbols and the keywords around in writing Python language. So it does not use it. The syntax is simple and readable. The syntax is simple and readable. Then basically, Python helps to automate repetitive tasks. It helps to automate repetitive tasks. Python helps to automate repetitive tasks. It combines analysis, visualization, and reporting. Though you want to use Python to analyze data, you want to use Python for data analytics. We have key libraries that are meant to be integrated into your machine. You have key libraries. First of all, you need to even download Python. You need to download Python into your machine. I mean, your PC. You download Python from www.python.org. You download Python. You install. You configure the Python. Python has to be running in your machine. You configure Python. Then you also download a tool called Jupyter. You also download a tool called Jupyter. Then after that, you could now import libraries. If Python is working in your DC, you download some these libraries: Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and NumPy. NumPy means numerical Python. All right. So you have to make use of these libraries in order to do data analytics with Python. All right. So specifically, Pandas is used for data manipulation. That is, if you want to manipulate the data, maybe the data is coming with XLXS, that's the Excel file, or it's coming with CSV. It's coming with a CSV format, whatever format the data is coming with. So whatever manipulation you want to do there, you want to read the file, you want to write the file, you want to plot with the file. So whatever manipulation you want to do on the data, use Pandas to do that. Use Pandas to do that. And first, if you are on your Jupyter, dashboard interface, I think I'll show us what a Jupyter interface looks like. I'll show us the Jupyter interface looks like. So if you're on that kind of interface, all you need to do is you import Pandas because it's a library. You can import Pandas as PD. Then you also import Matplotlib. That is for visualization. You also import Matplotlib as PLT. So you do several importing, you do several exporting, and as a matter of fact, Python is one of the best to analyze very large data, big data. Let's say you want to analyze a data like election. Are we together? Because these tools, they have levels, categories in which the kind of data that you can actually analyze. So you want to analyze a very large data like the election of a country. So it would be best to use tools like SQL and Python rather than Excel, whereby you'll be having rules and columns like 1,000, rules and columns like 5,000. So so programming language is the best to analyze such big data. So before I continue, I don't know if I continue and do a recap or a wrap-up. I don't know if you have any question or any aspect that is not clear or that you need more insights, more breakdown. You could signify at the chat box. You could signify the chat box. you could signify at the in the chat box there. All right. I don't know, maybe we can see the screen. So, okay, I don't know if you can see the screen. This is what a Jupyter looks like. So all you need to do is, if you have Python installed in your, so you could use your data notebook. It comes with the a command line interface. So it comes in the command line interface so that you could it's actually coding. Actually, it's actually programming. So because everything you do is going to be a programming language. So okay, I've interrupted the terminal. All right. So, but this is a bit above the scope of this class. Then also let me show you how what MySQL Workbench is, how it looks like. I'm still waiting for your question to do a justice to the aspect that we are not clear with. So I don't know, maybe my screen is visible. All right. Oh, okay. This on the Excel, right? Okay, someone dropped the question. Please, I will need more clarification on the formula and summation. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that again. Maybe using a okay, I can do that in 3 4 minutes because time is actually running out. So I can do that speedily. All right. So, but before that, this is how MySQL Workbench. This is the interface. Just if you want to create a new connection. So though working with MySQL again is beyond the scope of this webinar, we really want us to go because your sound knowledge in Excel is what will help in is what will help in um your sound knowledge is what will help in SQL and Python. In fact, Python is a programming language. So in fact, before you could even step ahead to work with SQL and Python in analyzing data, you must have been sound, and you must have mastered data analytics with Excel, because Excel goes beyond um, what we think is doing. It goes beyond working with formula and functions. Actually, we need to understand that. So, but as we all know, that this session is basically to let us grab the key insights, and we really need to go in the advanced level. You could enroll to our academy. You could do that with our links, or our social media links, our website, and all that, to get people that are attend to you in a jiffy. Okay, let me answer the question. Let me stop sharing and share the Excel sheet again. Someone on the chat box said I should go again with uh, okay. No, this is not okay. All right, I think my screen is up. Okay, my screen is up. Now, to answer your question properly, let me, I want to use the same worksheet. I don't want to go to another. So using the same worksheet, let me use this column J. So the person is talking about the formula and the what? The formula and the summation. All right. Okay. Let me use column K for demarcation, for proper demarcation. Now on column K, let me name that as the tax. Let me start all over with tax. I have to, if this is what you understand in this webinar, it's worthwhile because this is like the basic fundamentals of analytics with Excel. Right. All right. Now, the tax is 10% of basic salary, while pension is 7.5% of the basic salary. Then, yeah, the next is a monthly gross. So yeah, I have monthly net. Then yeah, I have annual net. So then yeah, I have annual gross.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Network is actually disturbing. So basically, if you have more questions, you can forward the questions to us through the email, through the phone numbers as well. And you can check us on the Instagram page, Yofia Academy, on the Facebook page, on LinkedIn, the same name. You can check us also on the website, www.yofiaacademy.com. So that, like I mentioned, this program holds every weekend, every last weekend of the month, last Friday and Saturday of every month is a way to spice us up and debug the big names so that we can relate to it and take a decision to either go online to learn or walk into any center around you, or we are equally free to, for those of us that are around Lagos, for some people are online that are not in Lagos. So you do your best to take a step and get into one of the tech courses so that we can move on. I know a whole lot of things are expected, especially as we get on into the year. The whole thing, so many things are needed. So let's take a decision to launch into one of the tech courses. I hope that that will go a long way to settle most of these challenging moments. Mr. Victor, I hope you are done.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am, for that charge up again. So again, for the person getting clarification on the formula and submission. All right, I have to just pull up this site for you to see that clearly and to get the understanding. All right, this tax is actually 10% of basic salary, while pension is 7.5% of basic salary. So that's why, okay, let me take that again. 10% is 0.1. You divide 10 by 100 and you have 0.1. So you have 0.1 times that shift star times the base salary that's corresponding to this person. Then you enter it. This is 10% of this value of this base salary. So that's all you need to do. You do that. You drag. Okay, you have this. You drag this down there. Then the same formula now works in the same column corresponding to the other rows. So the same formula works. You don't need to be doing that formula for each of them. Just drag it down and the same formula works. I don't know, maybe it's clear. All right, do the same thing here. Become equals to 0.075. That's 7.5% times shift 8. The same cell again. You put enter. You drag. It's so easy and clear. Just drag it down again to this point. Now, what's monthly gross? Monthly gross is addition of base salary and allowance. So you come here, equals to. So basically, everything you want to do in Excel, basically, in doing calculations, working with formulas and functions, everything you want to do about formula and function is starting with equals to. So you come to this, shift equals that plus this again. You enter it, you have that value added. Then you drag it down here. You come to net. Net is your total salary, which is your gross, minus tax and pension. Your tax is what you pay to the government, but it's inside your whole salary. While your pension is what you pay into an account. When you retire or you resign, whatever, you get that figure. So that means that your monthly gross is equals to, and your monthly net is equals to monthly gross minus tax and pension. All right. So it equals to, it comes to monthly gross, which is this value, minus tax. Let's use this tax here. K2 minus again L2. You enter it. You have this one minus this and this. So the same thing, just drag it down. No. Okay. Just drag that value down. That's fine. So the annual gross now, that's for the whole year. All your gross for the whole year. All you just need to do is, you say this gross equals to, again, you pick the cell. Now, let me show you something. If you pick this cell, nothing happens. When you come here, this equals to shows that you want to operate a formula or a function in that cell. You need to understand that. So do you get it? So that is why when you click a cell, you are inviting that cell into that box. That, okay, I want this cell to do something. Do you get it? Do you understand what that means now? So I want this cell, that particular cell, that value in that cell, I want that cell to be multiplied by 12. You enter it, you have that value times 12. So I want, the dragging means that I want what happens in this particular cell to happen to the other cell. with their corresponding row. I want what happened in that particular cell to happen to the rest of the column with the corresponding rows. That's enough dragging. You drag that, you have that same value corresponded to the rows, to the corresponding rows. Okay, you come here again, that's annual net. You come to the net value. But if you come to net value, nothing happens except you enter into the cell and put equals to first. Once you are not clicking on this, hence it's invited to the box. Then you do times again. Times 12. Enter. You come here, you drag this down here. You drag this down here. Drag this down here. Then that is fine. Then to get your total, that is where we use function now. We use the summation function. That is, we want to sum all the values in this column. All the values in the column. So in this place, all I need to do is to put equals to, and I want to look for a function. Maybe it's a sum function. It's an average function. If I want to get the average of all the salary, I put AVE. It's going to give me average. I come to average. I click on it. Do you understand? So if I click on average, I just want to show you I'm not doing average. You have thousands of functions in Excel. Come to average, then I click on this cell and I drag that cell. I drag that cell like this. Audio column. I enter it. That's the average. What I get here. Let me put it. That's the average of all the salary, all the tax. That is all the tax. Addition of all the tax divided by 20. I think that's 20 staff. So, but that's not what I need. What I need there is summation. I want to sum all the values in that column. I go to SUM. So we have a lot of functions, thousands. So all you need to do is just go to SUM, click on sum. So you come to this cell, you drag this cell to the end. You enter it. This is the sum. This is the sum of all the tax of all staff. That's the summation of these columns. I use function for that. But when I'm adding one cell to the next cell, I was using formula. You need to understand that plus, minus, times, divide, and all that. And the arithmetic is what we call the formula. Why the function is inbuilt calculator. The Excel has. That's what we call functions. Example of them is summation, sum, average, mean, maximum, count, lookup. So we have a lot of them. You have a lot of them. So your major focus, your major mastery is how to master, how to understand the usage of all these functions. When you do that, your level on data analytics is getting sharp. So all you need to do after that, just drag the rest of this and drag it to this point. So you have the same summation box to the other columns. So I hope with this, we've all understood how functions and formula works in Excel. Okay. Thanks for listening and thanks for following us on this section of on this webinar section, data analytics. Thanks. See you in next month. Okay, thanks for that feedback.
The whole section, it has been a busy day since yesterday. For those of us that joined us first day and second day, God bless you. Like we mentioned, this program is coming from Jufria Academy. You take courses, take IT courses, as well as Nigerian exams and foreign exams. Let's do our best to improve on ourselves. And this is a monthly program See you again next month, the last weekend of the month. God bless you. Thank you. Remember, this program is also on YouTube. You can watch again and again. God bless you. Thank you for joining. Those of us joining from Lagos, joining outside Nigeria, God bless you. Outside Lagos, God bless you. Thank you. And even our students within here, thank you so much. A very big thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for the crew that's working behind the scene, a lot of activities to get this done. Thank you so much. God bless you.